All right, we're back for video number 2. We left off at credit reports. So what I think is most important that you need to know are a few things. There are 3 major credit reporting agencies: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. You know, to buy pretty much anything, especially big items, they're going to look at your credit report. If you apply for credit and get denied, you are allowed to receive a copy of your credit report for free. You can also receive a copy of your credit report for free once a year. An 800 is a really good credit score. 600 is not so good. So usually starting out, you'll be at a 650 maybe, and then you can build it up. 750 is pretty good, but anything over 800 is really good. So, and usually you have to establish credit. To establish credit, you want to use it to provide proof that you are able to make payments in a timely manner. So late payments, anything more than 30 days late, the creditor can alert your credit reporting agency, and it will show as a red mark on your credit report. If you don't pay the bill at all, it will show up, and it's hard to get them off. They don't come off for about 7 to 10 years. I think after maybe 3 years, you could request maybe that something will come off, a negative mark on your report can come off. But usually they make you wait about 7 to 10 years. Let's see, what else do you need to know that's important about that? If you do happen to find yourself in a bind and you do end up getting bad credit, there are tons of credit reporting companies out there that will help you get things off of your credit report. But honestly, with some research and hard work and understanding, you can do it yourself for free. So try not to spend hundreds of dollars to have them fix something that might just take a couple hours of your time to do, okay? Credit cards, don't get a lot of them. Oh wait, we already did credit cards. Okay, so credit report. Protect your credit score. You do want it. I would definitely suggest checking on it once a year. There's a lot of fraudulent activities out there for your bank accounts, credit cards, credit scores, and it does affect your credit report. So you may want to invest in a program that's going to help protect your credit score and your credit report, and your money. So it may be worth it in the future once you get some good monies in there, okay? Student loans. This is just a huge topic. At the community college level, they don't advertise or process student loans unless they're specifically asked for. We really encourage you not to get them because in California, the community college costs are so incredibly low at $46 a unit. And so it only costs maybe about $600 in tuition for a semester and maybe another few $100s in books. So it's like $1,000 a semester, which is super duper cheap. When you get to the university level, that can be anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000 or $7,000 a semester. They charge, 3 to 6 times more because depending on whether it's a public institution, which is a Cal State University, or a University of California / UC University, compared to private universities, which is USC, which is La Sierra University, Cal Baptist, University of Redlands. Those are some locals. So keep in mind those are much more expensive, and your first 2 years of college are really predominantly general education courses that can easily be done at community college, and save you a lot of money. Scholarships are great, and we'll talk about those, I think, in a minute as well. So when you are applying for your schools, you definitely want to consider, do they offer the major that you want? And the second thing is to choose a school with the costs in mind. So once you do your FAFSA and you apply for the universities, they should process you a financial aid award package that will explain to you what they can offer you as far as what kind of loans you can get, what kind of grants. Grants do not need to be paid back. Loans do. If they have scholarships available to you and different things. And you may have to seek out some other things as well. They may not, like we have the Promise program at the college, and that's not part of your FAFSA. And so you would need to enroll in that program to receive those benefits, which is completely paid for 2 years of education. So consider your costs in mind when you're choosing your university, whether it be now or after your community college time. Try not to get into debt whenever possible. Try not to take that money. Live poor now, and you can live wealthy later. Shop carefully for any loans. Understand what you're getting into before you do the loan, because they have to be paid back, and you do need to repay them, and all. They make you go through a little online course to take student loans anyways, so you should learn more about that as you go forward. Okay, education pays off and you can pay for it. Oh, I want to share this with you real quick, this little picture. Let's see if I can bring this over to the screen. I cannot. Well, anyways, there's a graph that shows the higher the education, the higher the income. And that's kind of just a given, an understandable given. But also with education, the types of jobs that will become available to you will more likely have health insurance provided, which can be extremely expensive. People pay $500 to $1,500 a month for health care, so for health insurance. And so it's really important to have. A higher income, you'll get a higher income with education. Lower dependence on income support services, such as welfare, of course. Greater likelihood of employment. If they see that on your application resume, it's gonna make you more competitive. It also creates higher tax revenues for your community. If you make more money, you're gonna pay more taxes. Some of those taxes go straight to your community, which builds your community better. So, and that's why you see in very affluent neighborhoods, they have really good schools, or they have really good community centers, things like that. And plus, you typically have a higher job satisfaction because you have spent the time to find out who you are and what you love. Use tools to tame your money. There's all kinds of stuff. I use a very simple piece of paper that lists all my bills, and I budget it every month. And one of the goals that Dave Ramsey teaches you as well is to have a zero budget every month. So you should not have leftover money when you make your budget. That money should go into a savings or an investment. So when you do your budget every month, you should come up to a zero, not like an extra $300 or something. Take that $300 and put it somewhere, okay? Organize your money files, get a good filing system off from the bat, and it saves a lot of time and headache. But there's a lot of different online systems you can use, so it all depends on how tech savvy you are and what you want to do. Your money and your values. Two aspects of your values: a belief about what matters most in life and your behavior. If you value that Lamborghini, you're gonna work harder to get it. And your behavior is going to show that by doing the work. If you value family time, you're probably not going to spend so much time at work, and your behavior is going to show that. It's what your values are. And so you need to consider what you're buying. Is it consistent with your values as well? If you say you value, oh gosh, I'm trying to think of something. If you say you value, I can't even think of an example. Ask yourself, is this expense consistent with your values? So if you say you value your education and you don't have enough money to buy your student textbooks, but yet you've got $1,000 cell phone in your pocket and you're buying Starbucks for you and a friend daily, what you're buying is not consistent with what you're saying is your value. Does that kind of make sense, I hope? Oh, and that's it. Okay, so that was chapter 9, your money and your value. Here's a few additional things I really want to leave you guys with. Let's see if I can do this now. Move this over here and share the screen with you. Just some of my personal notes that I wanted. This is that graph I was going to show you. You can see a high school. So on the left here is your annual earnings. 50,000, 100,000, 150,000. So if you're a high school graduate, you have a lower income. A red is a bachelor's degree and a green is a graduate degree. A graduate degree is anything above a bachelor's, so a master's and a doctorate and things like that. Undergraduate is an associate's and a bachelor's degree. Just so you know the terminology there. But you can see the higher the degree, the higher the money that you make. So, all right, some notes. Oh, and this needs to be respelled correctly. You need to make saving money second nature. And again, consider that zero balance budget on a monthly budget. You won't always save as much as you want, right? It's going to be a little difficult, but credit cards are not endless money. It's so easy to just whip out that credit card and pay for something and get the satisfaction immediately of owning the product, but you have to pay it back. And credit cards, you pay it back double, triple, quadruple times the cost of the actual item. So really consider that. The little things, they do add up. Independence is expensive. I understand wanting to be out on your own, but if it's an option to stay at home while you go to college, that may be something to consider because it is very expensive. Housing and supplies and vehicle, transportation, all that stuff is very expensive. Consider your career choices. Money is not the only reason to consider your career choice. Think about who you want to serve and how you want to serve. Working has benefits beyond money, right? We have intrinsic value and self-fulfillment in knowing that we've done a job well done. And so do consider those benefits beyond just the money. So when you're thinking of a job, if you're thinking you want to be a nurse and because you don't mind it and you know they make a lot of money, consider, are you really going to love it? Because if you really do what you love, you will find a way to make money at it. Finding a job isn't always easy. Don't expect to go and apply for a job and immediately get it. I honestly have applied for about 35 jobs at the college, of which I've received a few, promoted a few, and been turned down a lot. But think of that as the pathway to your perfect position. Doors are going to open and doors are going to close. And the right ones will open and the right ones will close. You just keep on doing the work. Give a little back. Always give a little back. It's so much better to give than receive. Your investments will pay off. Remember that. Always save your emergency fund first. Think about what you're buying before you buy it. Impulse buys can be troubling for some. I know that firsthand. Be smart about your loans. It's never too early to think about retirement. Like I had mentioned in class the other day, $20 a week, you could be a millionaire. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Beware of fake offers, you guys. Anything you get in the mail, any offer, you need to go through it with a fine-tooth comb. And really, you will start to learn exactly, you will be able to see immediately what is a fake offer and what is not. Sometimes they're pretty good, though. They're pretty tricky. So just use a lot of caution, okay? And if you have questions, ask somebody that's older, that's been around money and understands those things. So hopefully that helped, and we'll see you on Thursday.